Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 12 and the Germany campaign, where we are continuing on in our attempt to hold back the Great Soviet Horde. It's a very interesting kind of front line at the moment, and first of all, just let me apologise for the fact that I haven't really been uploading or have had that many videos go live recently. I've had a cold, which wasn't great. I've also, I'm still kind of recovering wrist-wise a little bit from when I've caused some damage to that, so that's still ongoing, and I've also been very busy at work, so kind of all those things together have kind of meant I needed to just kind of relax a little bit and take my time with things. When it comes to the actual invasion itself, things are going kind of moderately well. The other main reason why I didn't want to record is certain international events well, I was not in a good place to record, to be honest with you. I think this episode might end up being a bit of a rant about the last couple of weeks, but now that I've had some time to digest it and stuff, I'm not quite as angry as I was, and it's probably better that I didn't record at the time when I did, so... Yes, all things being in, I think things are going well, but just a couple of things that I need to organise, really, and get on top of. But overall, fairly happy with the way that things are progressing. Not very happy about the breakthrough in kind of the north, in the Estonia region, but we do at least have our divisions kind of making their way kind of north, so with a bit of luck, we'll be able to close off that little breakthrough that we can see up here. And turn that back around. But yeah, we will definitely see on that. So I'm gonna have it on speed 2 just while I organise and can, you know, get everything kind of into a good place. We can probably actually take you back, Vise. You've done a good job of defending Marek, it must be said, and we will send you guys forwards. And I can see that we're being attacked at Slovakia. And we are doing a little bit of a little movement away. Okay, and yeah, let's get those tanks in. Saw something break, which ain't so good. Yeah, and we still, we don't have a huge amount of troops still. We are definitely in a little bit of trouble. That's an aggravating defeat. Right, come on, because it would have been better if we could have got in there, so we need to counterattack. Yeah, and it does look like we will win that. Slowly but surely. Okay, so some energy trades, and you know what, I'm happy to do both of those. We've got a decent amount of rares, although we are falling away a little bit on that. Right, we'll leave you there. Yeah, we will move you up to there. Okay, so we will move the cav unit there, and we'll move you there, and then you into Ape. Then we'll take you up to Valka, along with you, and you're going to plug that gap. And the movement into Ape will be pretty helpful. And don't like the fact we just lost that motorized unit. That I'm not very happy with. Let's move you there. And you know what? We'll leave behind that motorized unit. We've lost a battle at Valka. Now that I don't like. Right, we'll support attack with you and also with you. Let's put the pressure on. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then we want to take the majority of you like so and help you push in that direction. And yeah, a few little problem spots to deal with, but we can deal with it at least. That's the positive. We've got enough divisions to keep our units in a decent amount of shape. This I don't like as much. All the braking. That's not so good. But yes, this episode isn't going to be kind of a rant into the void, but there are some things that I'm going to get off my chest in this one. So, yeah, I've not been impressed, I've got to say, with the state of international affairs at the moment. I am honestly very shocked at what's developed over the last kind of, I don't know, 2 weeks. I think, you know, I think there's a lot of work that needs to kind of be done, I reckon. And it's about time that the one kind of positive that I see out of things recently is it's quite refreshing to see the UK kind of step up a little bit. It's a little bit overdue. And I don't think that, you know, we're going to be the answer to all of the problems and things, but it's at least nice to see an attempt from, you know, the British government to try and fill in the gap that is being left behind by a certain American. I think what's going on between Canada and the US is also a little bit strange, I've got to say. I'm surprised that this is the approach that is being taken. You know, if you want to kind of cause all of your allies to rapidly turn against you, this is definitely the kind of right way of doing things. I can't see it being a overly successful tactic, I've got to say. And the idea that tariffs will naturally kind of make everything better is also very strange. You know, but hey, this is what people voted for. I hope you're all very happy with what you voted for, because, yeah, what I would say is, whilst it sounds probably on a really good, you know, basic level to have Europe rearm, and maybe this is what a dear old Mr. Trump is attempting to do, is spur the European nations to take a more active part in what they do. Right now, you're annoying them all to the point where they don't like you. And yes, Europe isn't, you know, the you know, kind of superpower it once was in general, but it's still, if you take all of the European nations together and you combine their gross domestic output and their economic power, and you aggravate all of them, I'm not sure that's a brilliant call to make, especially if you chuck in Canada as well and aggravate them. So, you know, America is acting, in my opinion, not only like kind of a nation that's, you know, a little bit pro-Russia at the moment, but actively kind of belligerent. So, now to be clear, not individual Americans, you know, I think you guys, you know, probably a lot of you are worried about this, you know, in the same way that probably a great many other people are. Oh, shit. That was an important battle, I think. Was that an important battle? Where is... right, yeah. Okay. It was fairly important. But we did manage to break over the river here. But yeah, I don't think the average American, at least I hope not, agrees with the majority of what we're seeing at the moment in the world. I think it's quite sad, to be honest with you, that we're seeing the breakdown of the kind of post-European, the post-World War II order, really. I think that's quite a sad thing overall. I desperately hope that there will be a rapid shift. But the one question I had for Americans is what's going on with like your opposition and your media landscape, and who's holding all of this to account? Because from my perspective, what's happened to all of your Republicans, and things. Like, I don't know, okay, maybe I just have a very different view, but what I saw in the Oval Office between Zelensky and Trump was pretty disgusting. I don't think Zelensky is a perfect individual, that's for sure. I think, there's definitely stuff that needs to kind of happen with time, and, this isn't going to be an easy process for anyone. But equally, to actively kind of bully and, kind of do what... I mean, I've never seen a meeting like it take place in kind of like civilized negotiations. Like, I don't think any of us have ever seen anything kind of like it. It's, shocking, really, to be honest. Like, it's almost unbelievable when you think about it and look at what we saw on that day, But what I want to know is, like, the Democrats, where are they all? Like, they were all, first time round, where's the voice of the opposition? There is no functional opposition in America to this, is what I'm trying to say. Like, they've all gone quiet, and that's even worse. Like, it's one thing, okay, to have Trump be in power, okay, and I think I remember when he got elected, I kind of said, look, best of luck to him. I don't have a vendetta against Donald Trump. I don't particularly like the guy, but my point I was trying to make is if he does what he says he does and he helps the American people, good. I'm happy for that. But equally, like, where are the opposition MPs, or not MPs, congressmen and people? Like, where's the voices in the room to kind of challenge on things and push back? It doesn't seem like there's any of that at all. I'm in shock. At just kind of how pathetic the Democratic Party is in America. Just no wonder they didn't win. We all knew why they didn't win. Like, but no wonder they didn't win. Like, it's not surprising at all, is what I'm trying to say, when this is how badly they're performing. They're absolutely shit. So, yeah, I feel, as I say, I know that a lot of you Americans that watch this, and I'm really interested to get your opinions on what's been happening over the last few weeks, because from a European perspective, I can tell you right now, I've never seen British opinions so collectively, and I think this applies for a lot of Europe as well. I've never seen Europe this kind of together in relation to, like, what they see at the moment as a slightly belligerent power over in the Atlantic, over the other side. I think, Keir Starmer is not my favourite individual in the world, but he's done quite well in the last couple of days in relation to how he's handled things. He's set himself up to be kind of like the bridge between America and the rest of the world. Best of luck with that, because the guy that he's talking to is a changeable weirdo. But, it's definitely an interesting one at the moment. I'll give it that. It's very interesting, is what I would say. That's at least there's that. But yeah, I've been quite surprised really at just the lack of any kind of pushback on things, and some of it is just factually incorrect. The shit about England, like the British people not having free speech and stuff. I am so sick of this. Sick of it. We do. Yeah, there's a couple of laws, okay, around hate speech in the same way as everything else, but, like, I am making this video to you now. I am able to say if I think Keir Starmer's a fucking idiot. Like, I am not... My freedom of speech is not impeached in any way, right? We are not living in, like, some sort of pseudo fucking communist, like, Stalinist society in the UK. Like, it's so aggravating. Like, and it gets broadcast into our airwaves and stuff, and it's just annoying as hell. Like, that is not... Like, we don't live in that world over here, like, in this country. And the fact that it keeps being brought up like that is... I don't know. It's very aggravating to someone like me. But, hey. The other thing as well is that stuff about British servicemen and the fact that, like, the kind of throwaway comment around... You know, do you want an American guarantee of your security, or, you know, a bunch of random nations that haven't fought a war for 30 years? Fuck off. Okay, you can take it back after you've said it, but we all knew exactly what you said. Okay, the British state and the British army have actively supported America in all of its terrible war ideas, okay, for the last 20 years. And fought side by side, okay? Britain, okay, of the European nations, is probably the one nation that still has, well, maybe with the French. Not the Germans, but the French, like, especially if you combine us. So if you combine the French and the British militaries and our capabilities together, we have the ability to land a division or a couple of divisions anywhere in the world. And we have a carrier-based task force which we can use to support it. Okay, now I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Britain has the same military capacity as America, because it doesn't. Okay, but there is a good idea about putting boots on the ground in Ukraine to act as a guarantor and a peace security, like, force, effectively, because there is nothing to stop Vladimir Putin from immediately deciding he wants to take over Ukraine in its entirety in a couple of years' time. Like, that is a possibility that could happen. And I honestly just... The offhanded commentness about the fact that, like, Britain, it's, you know... Like, I know he said, oh, it wasn't aimed at, like, Britain. But when you're the active main country that is suggesting this, and then... Like, of course it's about us. Like, it's just so disingenuous to then turn around and say it's not. Like, mind-bogglingly dumb is how I would describe it, and insulting to, like, the people in this country and across Europe that have actively supported America in multiple dumb ideas that have been had. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm overall at the moment particularly happy with the state of how things have been going. I'm in a state of shock, really, about kind of how poor, like, things are being handled, really, within the world. I honestly do think it is shocking, and sad, to be honest. I honestly feel sorry for the average American citizen. You know, I'm sure a great many of you are not particularly happy with this yourselves. You know, I do really, yeah, I feel a sense of sadness in relation to the way things have been going recently. Like, and we've got another 4 years of this, people. Strap in, because, you know, Trump is remaking the world order, and it's hard to argue with the people that think that he's kind of... I never thought we'd return to kind of pre-1940s geopolitics in the sense of spheres of influence, and that being kind of like the operas, what would they say, I can't remember the name of it in Latin, but, you know, the idea that you use effectively your, you know, it's very strange to kind of see, you know, the return of that kind of politics to the world. You know, really, really strange. But hey, it is one of those things. You know, but yeah, I haven't seen an outpouring of anger like this in quite some time, you know, and yeah, I think it's really sad, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really interested to hear from, you know, my American subscriber base on what you think about things, because yeah, from my perspective, you know, I don't understand kind of, you know, why things are happening in the way that they are at the moment. I think it's a bloody shame, and yeah, I just hope that effectively someone works out what's going on over there for you guys, because yeah, I don't understand why you would, you know, we're your main allies, you know, and is there a need to kind of be like this? I'm not so sure. You know, Britain's already, you know, over the years met its GDP requirements for NATO, etc. on a consistent basis. Yeah, they've cut back spending a bit recently, but they're turning it back round. But they're not turning it around in support of you. They're turning it back round effectively because they're terrified that you guys aren't worth the least trustworthy nation in the world. Which, I don't know if that's a, you know, particularly something that you want to have labelled at your door, to be honest. But, yeah, we will see. We're turning this around, which is good at least. But, and to be clear, once again, to state it again, you know, even if you voted for Trump, I'm not having a go at you. You know, at the end of the day, you don't know what someone's going to do once they get into power and things. You know, and I understand the reasons. I think I've said this about this before. I understand the reasons why someone might have voted for Trump. Like, I really do kind of sympathize that inflation is bad at the moment. You know, someone comes along and they say, look, I'm going to try and help you, you know, and I've got the answers to the problems. You know, blame this, blame that. Look, I totally get it. But on an international stage performance level, you guys are not doing very good. You know, you're just not. Like, and you're rapidly losing any support that you have with nations that you should consider your friends. So, yeah. But at least it keeps life interesting, like I say. You know, that's something. Okay, we did take some Soviet land, so there we go. That's a big win. You know, and I'm sure for a lot of you, you feel uncomfortable about this as well. You know, like, at the end of the day, I just think that Europe as a whole has never felt this level of insecurity in quite some time. You know, and I think the stuff with Canada is, well, that is really interesting, to be honest. You know, your largest trading partner, it feels like a personal vendetta. A lot of American politics at the moment feels driven by personal issues rather than really that degree of a loss. Seriously? Not me. Okay, yeah, we need to get the Air Force sorted. Okay, that's something I've been delinquent on. Okay, where did I move all of our air units? Okay, over here. Of course. Try and plug that gap if we can. Don't know why the supply situation is so fucking bad. Okay, we don't have a great deal of weapons. But yeah, it's actively made me not want to record because of how much how fucking awful I found it. You know, it's because I just know I'm aggravated by it, and that doesn't make for positive recording. Also, this is a slog. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This isn't enjoyable to play. So I am doing this because you've asked me to. I'm not doing this because I want to do this. So we'll see how it transpires. But yeah, this isn't a enjoyable gaming experience in this game. I'll just tell you right now. You know, but it's interesting. I will give it that. there in the right place. Okay, so artillery unit, yeah, but 42. Some more 41s there. Were we doing a bunch of like 41 level stuff? We might well have been, to be honest. Yeah, we might be going back round onto 41 level stuff, and I might just have not realised. It's been a while since I played, so I could be getting confused on what I was planning. Really? We lost the battle at Tartu? So yeah, we are desperately hoping, I think, at this point, that the... Alright, let's hold that one in place for a minute. Get the air intercept mission going, because we're taking a pounding from the Air Force here. And yeah, we do have some more aircraft that we can pull upon. Let's attempt it. Can beat that back, which is good at least. Okay, and we are at least making a push in the south. It's taking some time, but we are getting there. That's going quite well. Managed to capture that one there. A couple of tanks in position here. Let's try and hold that back. I've actually been playing as well, just in my free time, another Germany campaign side by side with this on the latest version. I conquered all of the Soviets, bless them. Just fought back D-Day and the North African campaign. It's 1944, and I'm getting some ships together to invade the United Kingdom. And I actually did the carriers for a bit of a change of pace, really. Because I know that we did talk a little bit about doing the carriers, so yeah, I did do a little bit of a carrier attempt, just to see how it went. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't help you immediately, I don't think, in the earlier part of like the war. It is a really large investment, but you can, you know, we're in 44 and I've built a lot of carriers. Like, there is a lot going on, so you can build a decent little like army if you're like running through things and you organize it well. We're gonna actually divert some units north to help shore up the line up here, because yeah, we are struggling. It's a struggle bus, that's for sure. We could even move, yeah, that Kampfgruppe over as well. It's probably worthwhile. Alright, and how do you feel about a little push there to take back Iraq and get back over the river? Apparently we feel good about it, so we're going to do it. battle's not going too hot. And we do have you over there that we can get involved with. Managed to push them back from Warsaw, which is good. And we're going to go that way. There's a bit of an attempt. So front is somewhat stabilized. And there is a little bit of bombing going on over there. Let's use you to help push towards that as well. A little bit more organized, we'll take it. Okay, so we just had a unit break, but they are in urban terrain, so I would hope that they could hold that. This attack's still not going too well. Okay, that's not so good. Send that cavalry unit down there. Nope. Yeah, we just don't have the divisions to do this. Like, yeah, it's not doing too good. We do have another wave of units out soon. We could just build up some units here now, so something like this. Put a little bit more into supplies, that'd be fine. Put something in there for now. Okay, so the Romanians are going for it, so I'll give them some credit. Okay, we managed to break there, that's good. Try, because I can't afford to lose Ergil, so we're going to have to hold that province in place, and then we're going to have to beat back that tank division, yeah, which it looks like we can do. There is a little bit of a breakthrough happening kind of over here. It's not exact, but it's something. If we could do that with like some sort of a little push over here. Need to give some commanders over here actually as well. If we could take these units over here and meet up with the forces in this part of the world, we might be able to turn some of this in our favour. Okay, Harp's launching the world's shittest counterattack. send some of you over here as well, just to lend a little bit of support. Okay, so we'll take that rares trade. Right, mobile unit, sure. Right, I think this is progress. I think. I mean, I'm not certain, but I do feel like our units are at least trying. Right, try an air intercept over there, please. Hold that in place. We'll hold you there. Does look like we are beating this back a little bit. I mean, I'm a bit worried about down here, but, you know, I'll defer to what I feel like might be my best shot. So we've got reinforcements coming down there, which is good. Come on. A couple of infantry divisions there that we're trying to finish up. Okay. I'll do. Get all of you and get you over there. I forgot that stuff might still be attached to the west one because I'm doing this so hodgepodge. Okay, there was a little bit of a pushback happening from the Soviets, which isn't ideal. And that ain't ideal either. Alright, let's get you back. Let's get you back. And let's get you back. We've at least got some units in and around that part of the world. See what we're dealing with. Ooh, hello. This could be a problem. Well, it would be a problem if they were actually landing. They're moving quite slowly. So, we might be able to do something with that. Alright, we've got one division freed up there. Let's get you in. It's a race to the finish. Okay, what are we dealing with? Okay, a single Somerset division. Okay. Well, we should be able to easily push that back. So at least there's that. unit break? We must... I could have sworn, though, that we had... Yeah, we've got relatively strong units. Like, there isn't a good reason why that should be breaking. Got another one. Okay, that's not so good. Getting the Marines in, so that's also positive. Right, 42 there. Infantry unit, that one's also struggling. Right. Let's try and get you down there. And then there isn't really anything else here that I want. Managed to blunt that. This one isn't looking too good. It kind of feels like it's those heavy tanks that are causing us some problems. Can't counterattack there and lend a little bit of extra help. Yeah, looks like we can. Problem is we're facing right into like where the marshes begin. So even if we break out here, we're gonna have to pivot north or south and make a choice. I mean, there's a chance for a decent encirclement in both areas, to be fair. We just need to have a little bit of a think about it. Alright, I'm going to call it an episode at the end of this particular month, I think. Counter-attack into there. Human wave tactics. That's the key. So yeah, taking back Marek worked. And Mariupol. So that's something. Lots of divisions there. Hoping that we'll have you freed up so that we can do a little attack into this tank division and then maybe close up this from the south. Okay, so we won the battle at, what was it? Deblin, okay, good. Right, let's take all of you and attack there. We are slowly turning this around. It's difficult going, but we're getting there. Oh, I must say, I really fucked this one up. Like, this is... Yeah. I don't know what I was trying to do in this one, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't played a game probably as Germany this badly in quite some time. Like it's yeah, it's not great. It's almost funny. Like, it's bizarrely bad. Like, the trick is don't apparently invade the Baltic nations ahead of time. My one thing is the game is a bit one-dimensional, isn't it? Really, as Germany. If you don't have any options at all for kind of anything else that you can do to have a bit of fun with it. Battle there, but we are at least going to get our units in place. And yeah, their units are fighting surprisingly well, which ain't so good. Okay, so you should win that. So we're actually going to reinforce you there, and we'll go with you there. Let's try and hold this down. Okay, so yeah, this is some swamp. Not so good. Right, and then the real question is, can you push forwards? Hopefully the answer to that question is yes. I mean, we've got a load of divisions here, getting our ass handed to us. I think it might be time to extract, if we can. I just have a bad feeling that we're just going to get overrun up here. So yeah, if we can get you out, it won't be the worst bit of news. Alright, do a bit of air intercept, please. Deal with the annoying bombers. So, French workers event. And in 4 hours we're going to be able to push an attack here. There we go, a couple of units up and running. Come on, get to it. Go, some divisions that are actually fighting well. It's about time. God. Even where we're pushing, we're not doing a particularly good job, and I just saw that we've lost the city area there, which is not ideal. You're moving out. You're counterattacking there still, and you can't beat a single tank division. For fuck's sake. Honestly. Right, I think I'm going to call it an episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Hearts of Iron 3 and the what I'm going to call I Fucked Up campaign. Thanks again. Bye-bye.